yourself into this position.
Yeah, like, yeah, I'm aware. All right, decisions were made. Let's see what happens. At this point, I'm just going with it.
We'll mourn for you if you die.
Yeah, you do have a backup character ready, don't you?
One or two. They're not like fully built, but like I have ideas of what my backup is.
Right. So, everyone who was here for last session is here now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So, who wants to do the recap?
I'm good, thanks.
You don't want to do it.
Nah.
There's a lot.
Yeah. I made some questionable decisions to hug a kraken. Yeah. We met an interesting bunch of pirates that weren't very pirate-like, and I was expecting a much different interaction with said pirates.
Well, it had the actual potential to be like a full-on, bloodthirsty fight to the death. But I basically have this competency chart, which I roll all of my encounters on. So whenever unfortunately, their competency was incredibly low whenever they rolled. So hence why they were the way they were.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, you guys went treasure hunting. Effectively helped found the hotel pirates in the middle of nowhere, and don't need that.
I hope it blows up. I'll be honest.
You can't eat that. And then actually had an actual pirate battle and captured a pirate ship, and then Sushi appeared, and Kashan, in his infinite wisdom, decided to rush out and give it a hug.
Right, look, I am not wise.
Hang on though. In Kashan's defense, I spoke to Sushi, and Sushi says he was going to he was going to return him.
Yeah.
This
wasn't entirely.
And I'm pretty sure Sushi said alive as well.
Yeah.
So you might be losing a limb, but you should still be alive.
Okay, so while this is happening, so Kashan, you are technically... Yeah, great. Right, so Sushi is for some reason on top. Is there any way I can change that? Here we go. See if that helps. There we go. Right. So, so while this is happening, Finnan is steering the ship, and the crew and the rowers are all rowing, with obviously somewhat haphazardly without you, and they're sailing the ship past Sushi and away from you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so as the wait, no, don't do that. So as the ship passes, you hear Finnan shout to you, "Your sacrifice will be remembered, Lord."
Wait.
He's not dead.
Finnan, don't you leave me in the middle of the water. This kraken is friendly.
That's fine. Remember, you can walk on water. I think.
Yeah, and as a result of this walk on water, Sushi is basically pulling you towards him. But every time that you touch the water, you sort of bounce off it, taking his tentacle with it. So you're starting to get a bit frustrated by the fact that you're repelled by the water.
Just run on it towards him.
Yeah, I'll just like progress towards his a more appropriate place to give him a hug. Am I currently like wrapped in a tentacle? Like am I technically grappled right now?
Yes, it's wrapped a tentacle around you and has grappled you, so you are technically restrained.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
Okay, so how do you want to approach this situation?
I mean, if the ships are kind of now like starting to pass, I would like to ask to be put back on the boat. You know, places to go, people to see.
I start to row much harder than before in the hopes to try and get out too far away.
Right. I'm being completely injured by my body.
Yeah, I'm supporting you.
Well, I knew that.
Don't worry, darling, I'll save you.
Oh, Frank.
Oh no.
If you wish to be saved, I can save you.
Ooh.
Oh, it might come to that. Oh, this is not the situation I want to be. Can I try and convince Sushi to put me back on the boat?
Okay, so Sushi doesn't speak common. So far, you've established that he speaks Celestial. So, but
Do you need a hand?
Yes. I'm gonna be like looking over, just like bouncing off the water as I keep repeatedly trying to get jumped on. Be like, do you want to ask him to put me back?
I'll shout, and if it's not loud enough, I'll cast Thaumaturgy so it makes my voice boom louder. In Celeste, will be like, Sushi friend, could you put Kashan gently back on the boat alive, please? Thank you. We'll give you more hugs soon, we promise. I do not tell Kashan that I have promised Sushi a hug.
okay, so
I sit thinking that this sentence lasted a lot longer than I was expecting.
Okay.
Celestial sounds very long. It's got a lot of grammar.
I accept this is fact.
You just shout back. That was a bit long-winded for putting back.
Just back on the boat, please. On the boat.
So Sushi basically takes this and brings Kashan up into the air and tosses him from one tentacle to the other and starts juggling you.
What? Can I attempt to break the cycle and get out?
Yeah, you can. Give me... What would it be? One sec. How do you attempt to... but it depends on how you want to try and escape. You can either try and slide out or just use full-out strength. But whichever you decide, but give me a 20 and plus the modifier.
I was thinking of like attempting to sort of like avoid being caught, like as he's like throwing his from one tentacle to the other.
Okay, so give me dexterity then.
Okay. Just a straight dex check or?
Yep.
Okay. 16.
Okay, unfortunately he catches you.
Damn it.
No. Sushi on the deck of the ship. Stop juggling. Place him down. And I'm like gesturing, like down on the ship. Good Sushi.
Flying around. This doesn't feel like putting me back.
Okay, so Sushi basically catches you in one tentacle and stops throwing you around, and he brings you really, really close to one of his eyes, and you can see like that he's actually got 6 eyes, 3 on each side, and like each of these eyes is like looking at you really, really intently, and you just hear him let out this rumbling growl.
I feel like I'm doing the thing like from like Moana where like she meets the crab and she's like looking at different eyes and he gets frustrated that like he's looking at different eyes.
He was great.
Like, more than anything, I'm like just now confused by the eyes. Like, where do I focus? What does the growl mean? What does the growl mean?
Okay, so at this
Does
point,
the growl translate?
okay, so at this point, Morella, your ship has now moved out of range, and this ship, which is following right behind, is now the one that is next to Sushi.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around and be like, stop rowing. Let it stop. Okay. I'm gonna go, Lumber, do you want to help or do you want me to sort of do this?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. I'll cast Water Walk on myself. I'm gonna cast Water Walk on myself.
Okay.
And I'm gonna jump off the boat and I'm gonna walk towards Sushi. I'm like gonna like cast it as like, you know, like Scarlet Witch, you know how she catches herself?
Yeah.
I'm sort of doing that, so like blue tendrils come out my hand as I land on the water, and I'm gonna like start running over, voice boom, and be like, Sushi, put him down on the boat as I run over.
Okay, so, Sushi sees you, and a tentacle comes out towards you.
Okay.
Okay, so can I have a dexterity check if you want to try and avoid this?
I do want to avoid this, yes. I'm not very dexterous though. That is a non-natural 20.
Okay, you managed to avoid this, but unfortunately he's got 8 other tentacles that he can use. But he seems to be quite taken with the fact that you've come over to see him, so he doesn't try to grab you again.
Okay, I'm gonna pat my knees, like my legs, be like, okay, Sushi, who's a good boy? Who is a good boy, Sushi?
Okay.
Are you a good boy? Are you a boy? Wait, I've gendered the Kraken. What gender? Do we know what gender Sushi is?
I mean, if it's by extension, like an octopus squid-like creature, it should technically be asexual.
It's a them situation right there.
Okay, who's a good Kraken? Who's a good Kraken, Sushi? You are, and you know what good Krakens do? They put their friends nicely on the boat and they don't juggle them. No, put Kashan back on the boat, and then you can get more hugs soon, okay?
Alright, so, can I first get animal handling from you?
Yeah, sure.
No!
No!
By the way, this is what Sushi looks like.
What's a 10?
It looks cute though.
Okay, so what did you roll, Morella?
10 altogether.
Okay, so he's not becoming hostile towards you, but he is looking oddly at you. It's like you're speaking gibberish to him. 'Cause I'm assuming you're doing this in Celestial.
Yeah.
Okay, so, and but he's looking very strangely at you, and Kashan, he gives you this look that clearly says, "This girl's crazy."
I lock in with the middle eye and sort of give a kind of a shrug, like, you know, I get it, but you know.
And so let's out this put this warble sound, like and almost like put like this. Basically, it sounds like a really monstrous creature makes from a very long way away. Which Marilla basically translates as are you Nice Master?
Sorry, what did he say exactly?
Oh, is that to me or like?
He's basically just making noise, but anybody who speaks Celestial can translate it, which I think is only Marilla.
Just Marilla.
Yeah. And what was the exact phrasing?
Are you Nice Master?
I don't suppose Sushi speaks Orc.
Unfortunately not.
Oh.
Yes, be nice, Sushi. Put, and this is on Celestial, put him down. As no more red paladin trees.
So Sushi brings you, Kashan brings you really close to his face, and actually rubs you against like the big bulbous part of him.
I fully hug him back.
Okay, so can I get persuasion from you, Marilla?
Goodness. I'm like trying a different.
Can I give a
Nice.
help action? Being nice.
Yeah, I'll allow that.
That is a really good 9, I think. Yeah. I'm terrified, if I'm being honest. I am 100% convinced you're about to be eaten.
Okay.
But I'm not trying to let it show, but my voice is shaking.
Okay, so Sushi's not quite sure what to make of this, but then you hear a sort of crackling noise coming from underneath it, and you see the occasional flashing light of electricity building up.
No.
Wait, are Krakens magical?
I don't know what to do.
Krakens have lightning powers? What?
I'm
Am
gonna shout
am
back
I
to the
oblivious?
boat.
Do
Yeah,
I,
you're-
do I,
Yeah, you're
do I see
oblivious
anything
to
of the
this.
lightning, or am I currently just being, like I'm currently just hugging his head?
You're currently just hugging his head, and Frank's, just like going, "Aww."
I'm gonna shout back to the boat saying a little bit of help. I think Sushi's getting a bit barky.
Okay, right. Can I get a dexterity saving throw from you, Morel?
Oh no. Oh god. It's a 10. These dice.
Okay, so, but Sushi sort of brings himself up to sort of higher point and lets out this another warbling sound, and all of a sudden a bolt of lightning just strikes out of the water and heads straight towards you. You're unable to dodge it, unfortunately, and as a result you take 21 lightning damage.
Oh.
Do I see I take the lightning damage?
Yes.
Do I know that it was Sushi?
Yes.
I will hit Sushi and tell him that he's a bad boy.
Please don't hit him. I feel roasted.
How much damage has that actually done to you?
Is there a part of the Kraken that is the equivalent of bopping a dog on the nose?
Give me an investigation check and find out.
Alright. Investigation is +0, so this is a flat 11.
Okay, you basically calculate that the bit between his eyes is his nose. What are you going to bonk him with?
Just my hand, I guess. Like, I'm not gonna hit him with an axe or anything.
Okay, right. So,
Although maybe I I'm wondering if maybe I look at I look to hit him on the nose and then think to myself, this is a very large creature versus. All right, I will say I'll swing at him with my axe, but it's gonna be like the blunt. I'm not gonna aim to slash at him, but hit him bluntly with the axe. On the side, a side view.
you bitch slap him.
Yes.
Okay, right. So you swing your axe around, and you make contact with him, and you very definitively make contact with him. But his hide is just so thick that even though it's like a bop, you feel it reverberating back into the axe and back into you, and basically ascertain that this thing is actually immune to anything in the realm of standard damage.
Great. Love that.
Sushi, on the other hand, does appear to be quite mournful about this. Like, he's shrunk down to not necessarily a smaller size, but has submerged himself more in the water and is looking at Morella and letting out these sorrowful warbles.
Yeah.
I want to be attempting to communicate as best as I can that it was naughty that he struck Marilla with lightning.
Okay, yeah, give me persuasion with disadvantage, because you can't speak his language.
With disadvantage? Alright, that's still a 19.
Okay. So he swims very gently over to Morella. It's just like a single sort of movement. And Morella, you've noticed that one of the tentacles is rising up underneath you.
I freeze. I'm just like slightly bent arms, like clutched already, and I'm just like praying. And like being like, it'll be fine, it's just a hug, hopefully. If not, I die cool.
Okay, so he basically lifts you up and brings you close to him, and in doing so, you notice that his mouth is opening.
Oh no. Hi Sushi. Hi, aren't you a good Kraken? I'm really proud of you.
Okay, you notice that this thing has 16 different rows of teeth as it opens its mouth. But then what looks like a green goo just sort of shoots out of the chasm that's in its mouth. What would normally be like a huge amount only appears to be like a single spit, and it just and it heads straight towards you. Do you want to try and avoid this?
I'm gonna roll a dice to decide. No, I don't move.
All right.
Still frozen.
I'm suddenly a fear of fish.
Okay.
It's either gonna do something good or I'm dead.
All right. So, but this goo just completely covers you, and you just but you're literally dripping in the stuff. However, you feel very invigorated by this, and you have regained 21 hit points.
Holy, gee.
That is a legitimate coincidence. But that was actually a damage roll and a healing roll, and they both happen to be 21.
I'm gonna
rub Sushi
hand on the tentacle.
where I bought them.
Be like, good Sushi.
But he starts swaying from side to side and letting out these quite happy sounds. But by this point, the other ship has sailed past.
2 seconds.
Hey Sushi, how do you fancy a race?
So Sushi goes still and looks at you.
Do you want to race the boats? You can't hurt them. You're not allowed to touch the boats. No touch. You know what you did to me and it hurt. You're not allowed to do that. But how about we see how quickly we can get past the boats? Huh? Does that sound like fun? You're not allowed to hurt anyone. You're not allowed to shoot lightning at anyone. No shooting lightning. But racing.
Right, so Sushi basically looks at you, but he doesn't seem to understand what the concept of a ship is.
I point to the boats that have gone past us, with our fading glimmer of survival and hope left on them. Be like, those are boats. We want to go past them. See how they went past us? And I'm like demonstrating with my hands, like us going past the boat.
Okay, so Sushi immediately looks at them, and can I get a dexterity saving throw from both of you?
Oh no!
Yeah.
As he's no longer sort of like gripping you, you're just sort of standing on his tentacles.
21 for me.
I mean, I too had the numbers 2 and 1 in mind, but mine was a 12.
Oops, sorry, I think eyes closed. Roll 20 for me. Okay, so Kashan, you're able to just simply hold on, like it's nothing. But Marilla, however, you fall into the water as Sushi just pelts forward towards the boats and immediately overtakes them.
I'm just gonna stand on the water. How far away are the boats?
About 120 feet now.
Oh.
And that's this boat.
How long does water walk last? It lasts an hour. I'm just gonna start a gentle jog to catch up.
This feels more like a full dash situation.
You know, whatever. I'm just like muttering under my breath, like, oh my goodness, Lyria, what on earth have I done? I'm never having a pet ever. I'm just gonna like run.
This is what you get for taking my aunt's name in vain.
Okay, Michael. All right, I see you.
Can I like look up to the top of up to the top of the Kraken and like Frank's still sitting there, and just like, is there any chance you could grab her?
But actually, on that point, Frank failed that throw as well. But unfortunately, he can't water walk. So he immediately fell into the water. But there's also another problem. Frank doesn't know how to swim.
Frank can just poof in and out of existence. This doesn't seem like an issue for him.
Yes, I know. But as it currently stands, he's sinking.
I can imagine Frank just being like underwater, still just talking perfectly fine, like just arms crossed as he falls down. Like, well, now I'm wet.
My question is
Descend.
if I have water walk cast on myself, can I try to submerge myself a tiny bit so I can grab him and pull him up?
Right, so basically, the way that I do water walk in regards to that is that whatever force that you do to push yourself underwater will then be bounced back. So you do have the capacity to go underwater, but as soon as you relinquish that force, you'll shoot back up.
Okay, so this is my plan. This is the idea. I'm guessing he can't be that far away from me, right?
No, he's pretty much right in front of you.
Okay, I'm gonna, like, dive forwards. Going to put my arm under to grab him, and I want to try and pull him onto my back so that when I bounce up, he's on my back so I can keep on running and Frank doesn't drown.
So Michael seems to have a concept of what this plan is, and he's like, you do realise what that entails for him, right?
Oh no, I hadn't even thought of that. I'm not going to let the genie die, Michael. Either you get your feathers wet, I'm sorry, that was really, really quite rude. You get your feathers wet, or I deal with this. And then with that, I run. I go.
So Michael basically just rolls his eyes and just goes, ugh, mortals. And then just zips in front of you, like in his like flash point, and basically just like reaches underneath the water and pulls Frank out. And Frank is obviously sopping wet and everything, but all of his clothes appear to have washed away as well.
I just run. I'm not even looking. I just yell a thank you to Michael.
No. This is for you to sort out, not me.
No, sorry. This is gonna definitely come back to bite me in the ass. I've run too far away. Can't hear you.
So he's holding him, so yeah, and just pushes him back in the water and then disappears.
No, I turn around. No. You're not drowning him. You're not drowning Frank.
Yeah, I could be saved if you wish me to save myself.
Nope, and I'm going to... Hey, what do I have on me without him drowning? Okay, I'm just gonna take off my cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it on him, and I'm gonna... Oh, I hate this. I'm gonna put him on my back, and I'm gonna run.
Darling, I knew you'd let me mount you at some point. So let's get to work.
I'm dying. I am hands over my ears, running and singing very quietly to try to forget this is happening.
Okay, so you're just going at a what do you call it? A standard jog.
Yeah, just as fast as I can with a naked genie on my back, you know?
Okay.
average morning run.
Okay, let me just quickly see how fast the ship is actually going. Where is it?
This going so badly.
Ship's house book. So we are using a longship. Okay, so at your current speed, the ship is actually going a little bit faster than you are.
I'll shout, probably between like gasping breaths because I'm running. Can you slow it down a tiny bit?
Okay, so Finnan is basically, his attention is entirely on the Kraken that's overtaken him, and you can hear him shouting out things like, "Go, lads! I'm sorry. It was an honor sailing with you."
Screw it. I'm gonna cast my last bird level spell. I've always did this. I didn't realise you could cast water. I didn't realise you could cast water warp on at least 10 people, so I cast it twice. I'm gonna cast message. I'm gonna cast sending even. To Finnan. Finnan, Morela, slow down, please. Running to boat. Many thanks.
So Finnan looks behind him and is like, and you hear him in your head and it's like, well, if we're going to die, we might as well die together. Or stop. And the ship suddenly grounds. The oars stay where they are. They're still hanging over the side, but they're not rowing anymore. So the ship is now moving at 20 feet as opposed to 45. So you're able to catch up.
How do I get onto the boat? Please let me get onto the boat.
Okay, so Tordum actually has the solution for that.
Oh no.
So, so you bypass this ship, and you're now sort of here. And Tordum is going to... Oops. Tordum is going to climb over here, and is going to cast Thorn Whip on you.
I'll take it. Just kill me.
What's your AC?
20.
Yeah, okay, plus... Right, yes, she does actually manage to get you with the Thorn Whip. So you take... 3 damage from the Thorn Whip as this tendril of thorns just wraps around you and cuts into you. But she then pulls you the 10 feet high and distance to get back onto the ship.
Thank you, friend. And with that, I am going to very tentatively go.
Oh, thank you, darling. Now, if you excuse me, I need to use my teleportation spell to go elsewhere. And disappears, leaving your cloak behind.
Deep breaths. Believe in and a light. And I'm just gonna go sit down by a lumber and like I'll back onto my thing and I'm just gonna shakily take the oar and be like, right, we have a kraken to race.
This is fine. This is fine.
This will come up in therapy.
Okay, so having won the race, as it were, but Sushi is getting a little bit bored with not being told what to do now, and so, following the initial instruction that Marilla gave, is going to attempt to put you on the ship. And
that seems out of character.
but instead of simply placing you on the ship, he is going to attempt to fling you.
Yeah, that tracks.
Okay, so how far away is he? Ship. Okay, so he's about 100 feet away from the ship, and he's going to try and throw you at said ship. So, let's see
I
if he
aim myself like a dot.
Let's see if he hits first. 16 plus. Okay. And the arm class of the ship is. Oh, okay, let's go. Right, so he manages to get you back on the ship. However, he throws you with such force. So that's 1d6 for every 10 feet.
No, wait. Hang on.
You're gonna die.
Maybe.
Mate,
Right,
I
so
can't cast Revivify.
You've taken 25 bludgeoning damage as he throws you onto the ship.
Oh, that's fine. 25 is nothing. 25 is okay. I mean, you know, in the grand scheme of things.
Okay, but unfortunately he then follows you towards the ship. He gets right up to it, to the point that one of the tentacles goes onto the ship.
Oh gosh.
And he basically carries on down there, looking at each of the crew in turn, until he finds Marilla.
Hey, Sushi.
Yeah, nobody. Finn is like, nobody move. His vision is based on movement.
It isn't a dinosaur. Taking myself out of shrapnel.
Yeah, it's just looking at you through one of its 6 eyes.
What do you want, Sushi? And I'm gonna see if Sushi responds.
And it lets out a warble and says, "Sushi hungry?"
Sushi's hungry. I accidentally say that in Elvish, and then I go back into the still. Sushi's hungry. Okay. How about, okay, why don't you go find yourself some food in the deep, deep sea and leave these 2 boats alone, okay? Why don't we meet up again in like a week? That should be plenty of time for you to find food and like eat, okay?
Yeah, so Sushi lets out a little warble and then goes back into the actual sea, bringing the tentacle down. Can I get a persuasion check from you?
Seeing as it is definitely your strong suit.
I know, this is so good that I'm doing this. That is actually okay. It is an 18.
Oof, thank God. Right, so the Sushi basically slowly sinks, and then you can see this big sort of like wave go off and towards open sea as Sushi departs, leaving the crew utterly shell-shocked and traumatized as he departs.
That was horrible.
Sean is currently like picking himself up out of the boat, just with the Scooby-Doo style like imprint that has now been made. Like, just being like, I'm not gonna lie, I realized that was stupid.
So
But I
Finley
Did-
comes running over to you and is like, "What the bloody hell are you doing?"
Did I, or did I not, manage to get rid of the Kraken without anyone dying?
But
You got rid of the Kraken.
With some help. With some help.
I'm
I
assuming
wasn't
you're
alone in
over
this.
there now.
I was not alone in this. Marilla definitely helped. However,
And I had an indecent Frank on me.
I apologize for that profusely.
I take it you
However-
reclaim your cloak, by the way.
No, I'm leaving the cloak. That cloak can burn. Unless it's a magical cloak that I have. I can't actually remember.
Let's see.
Nope, it's just part of my outfit.
Okay.
I just, yeah, no.
I
I
offered
will
to help
leave that
incinerate it.
Maybe not on the boat. I'm gonna throw it. No, I don't wanna. I'll just donate it to someone.
You just find a random dwarf here.
Anyone need a cloak? It's on the floor.
Somehow that seems to work.
It's a little bit damp, but
And one of the Saxamores goes, "Oh, I'll have a cloak," completely oblivious to what's going on with it.
it's fine. They can have it.
Is it? Finn's like, please tell me it's gone and it's not coming back.
Well, I can't promise it's not coming back ever. However, it does seem to be gone.
All right, lads, full sail, full oars. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna look to Marilla at this point and just have a conversation between the two of us and say that, look, I hit that thing with that axe when it shot you with lightning. I don't think we survived that if we fought it.
So I missed what you said.
I said that I just turned to Marilla and informed her that I hit it with the axe. And it done literally nothing. And I don't think we survived that if we hit it. This is probably the best.
I think we should definitely keep Sushi as a friend. They hurt quite a bit when they lightning you, but they also heal. So you know. Frank was naked on my back. And with that, I'm just gonna turn around and I'm gonna go back to helping Ro and throw my pain away.
You should have left him.
I'm not going to leave him. He could have drowned. He's a
He-
dumb genie.
He's a genie, though. Does he even need to breathe?
Yes, you do realize. Michael appears behind you and says, "You do realize genies are immortal, right?"
Can anyone else see Michael?
No, just you.
I'm gonna turn around and be like, one moment, Shan. Turn around. Genies are immortal? I mean, I just thought they lived for a long time. Drowning wouldn't
I'm currently just peering over the top of her, around the side, trying to work out what exactly she's talking to.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
got-
easy. I'm like 5'3".
I've bent down to her height and been looking as they trying to line up my eye line with where she's looking and being like, what?
Michael, can you make yourself visible for me, please?
Give me persuasion.
Can you just go visible, please? So my companions don't think that I am completely mad.
Persuasion. At least you have the Ring of Sirens now, so persuasion is a little bit better for you.
Yeah. That is an 18 again.
Very well, but only your companions, not the
That's
other
right, it
mortals.
just has to be Kashan. Just please.
Oh, in that case, and he basically folds his arms and looks impressive, and this blinding light appears from behind you, like a second sun, has sort of just has risen in the sky. And Kashan, you can see this really almighty figure standing behind Marela, framed in this sunlight, with massive wings protruding from his back, and with holding a sword which is on fire and is as big as you are.
Fully shit.
Michael?
I am shrunk down to her level, and all of a sudden this angel that's like the same size as I am suddenly appears while I'm crouched over, completely unprepared, and I just fall back down into the hole that Sushi made me create when I got
This is
thrown into
Michael.
the ship.
This is who I speak to and think makes you think I'm insane.
I'm sat there.
Cool.
I'm sat in this hole, completely freaking out, just being like, "You're talking to freaking angels!" Like,
I did explain. Apologies, Michael. Apologies. But you mean Frank would not have drowned if I left him?
yeah, I'll just still sort of freaking out about the fact that the angel that's just randomly appeared before me. But I'll now just accept that she's not entirely crazy.
Lumber, do you want to get in on this?
Liam sent a message saying it'll be 5 minutes.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Just popped. Just saying it. Just said it in Discord.
Cool. Okay, so Michael basically looks at you and says, well, I should probably get going. When mortals see me, then holy wars tend to get started. Don't want another crusade now, do we?
Michael, real quick before you go, what do you think our answers are, our odds were against the Kraken?
Right, so what did you say?
I want to ask him what he thinks our odds were against fighting a Kraken.
He walks over to you, looks you dead in the eye, and then he's basically going to put his thumb to your head. Are you going to try and resist him?
No, I'm still in the process of freaking out and still stuck in the hole that Sushi made for me.
Okay, right, so he puts his thumb to your head, and sudden knowledge is just... I don't want to say it just appears in your head, because that implies that it was okay, but it's basically the knowledge came on the sharp end of a sword and was stabbed into your head. That's basically what it feels like. And
Great.
you, if you want, I've sent you a link. I'm not sure if you'll be able to access it, but let me know if you can.
We will find out. Hang on. So in my mini browser, I don't have. Right, hang on. Let me try. And do
That's
this.
okay. I'll take a screenshot of it, which will probably be better. Might get cut out a little bit, but come on.
Fine. Well, that's okay, right?
There you
Yeah, probably for the best, guys. Just throwing it out there.
Seriously.
Yeah, maybe.
Well,
The yeah, that's a lot.
Okay, so
It's
you're
very strong and wise. It's better than me in every aspect. and it has a lot of immunities, some of which don't make sense.
wow. Okay. Well,
You're just randomly
for it.
babbling this as Michael takes his thumb away.
I'm still sat wondering how it casts lightning.
I don't think we should question it. We adopted a kraken that was the pet of a demigod sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but Michael's it's not as if the last time that that happened, humanity was created or anything like that. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
I'm just gonna take myself to to the front of the ship and just let out a hearty sigh of relief.
I'm gonna bow. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for proving I'm not insane.
No worries. I'll see you the next time you decide to awaken something ancient, powerful, and incredibly destructive.
And then I'll return to my bench and help row.
I'm sat in a moment of clarity by myself, just thinking to myself, that's only a baby. It's not even a big one. He's gonna get bigger.
Don't worry, darling. I can help with moments of clarity. I'm very good at moments of clarity.
Frank, I'm not happy with you.
Well, then what can I do to make you happy with me? Because I'm always happy with you.
You leave Marilla alone for one whole day.
I can if you wish for it, darling.
You know I'm not going to do that, Frank.
No, you're lost, darling. Ta-ra.
Ugh, I shake my head.
Okay, so Finland is basically getting the ship to both row and use its sails. So as a result of that, the ship is moving incredibly fast. Basically going at sort of 60 feet and then 60 feet per 6 seconds, and then so effectively going at sort of like 6 to 7 miles per hour as opposed to its usual 5. And so but you start heading back towards land very, very quickly. However, it is still quite a long way because you're basically here. So a single day, so you can go 120 miles per day. That's a 5 miles. But say you travel about 140 miles during this time. Each square is 5 miles. So that's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so yeah, you easily get to land over the course of that day. You guys can effectively give yourselves during this time you're rowing and taking up your positions. Oops, sorry. Yeah, during this time you're basically taking up your positions and doing hard work, so you can't really take a long rest at this point. But basically once you reach the space in between the mountains, Finland calls a stop. And so basically comes over to you and says, Lords, we've made very good time, but I'm not particularly happy taking a ship up here at night. So we'll weigh anchor out here, and then when the dawn comes, then we'll head upriver.
Seems smart.
Okay, so is there any... So you can basically now take a long rest. Is there anything that you guys want to do while you're taking this long rest? Basically, the way that I do it is that a long rest requires a minimum of 6 hours, and then 2 hours where you can actually do stuff, making an 8-hour long rest.
I don't have a lot I can do at sea. I have smithing tools and stuff. But there's not a great deal I can do at sea. So I don't think that there's much.
Okay.
You do. I might get in contact with the alphas and let them know that we may or may not have a kraken somewhere.
Okay. Right. So you're using a sending stone, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So you get out and you call for the alphas, and it goes for... I don't want to say it rings, but it goes for quite a while before you eventually get an answer. And it's George. So Alpha residence.
I will. I'll ask him if anybody is available, like Scott or like Jen.
I'm afraid not, sir. Unfortunately, the city is currently under attack, and the Alphas have decided to muster themselves as part of the city defense.
Under attack by who?
As to that, sir, I have not been told, but I have been told to remain in the Alpha Base and protect Master Padawan should the defences fall.
Do you know anything going on outside the city? Or
I'm afraid my knowledge is significantly lessened. I, like the rest of the commoners, have not been told of the full extent of the situation, but I'm sure it will present itself in the next day or so.
well, if anybody returns, let them know that we're not far out. We should be there within a couple of days.
Of course, sir.
Then take care, George, I guess.
As always, sir. I believe Master Padawan would like to say something to you.
Very well.
Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what?
What, Patrick?
I found... What did I found? I forgot what I found. Uncle George, what did I find? I believe, Master Padawan, you found a unicorn horn. Yes, yes, I found a unicorn horn, and I got some goo and I stuck it to my head. So I'm a unicat.
Well, I'm sure that is very helpful in so many regards. I want you to behave for George, okay?
Okay. Are you my daddy?
No. I really don't think so.
I shall pass your message on to the Alphas upon their return, sir.
Very good, George. We will see you soon, hopefully, I imagine.
Indeed, sir. Farewell and safe travels.
And you.
And it goes dead. Okay, you're the only person who has heard this, so if you want to relay this to the others, you will actually have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely fill them in on what's happening. I'd also like to ask Finnan if he knows anything about, like, what might be causing, like, what might be, like, who or what might be attacking Northwick.
Okay. So Finland is basically just chilling out by the back of the ship, just strumming on his lute and having dinner. So, do you want to ask Finland first, or do you want to relay the information to the crew, to the others first?
I feel like I would, like, gather up the information.
Okay, sure.
And then tell everyone.
Okay, so Northwick's under attack. That's very interesting. It's not us, though, I can tell you that.
Well,
and by
I'm aware
us,
that
I mean the Danes.
I wish I had more information as to what was happening within the city. Because it's only New Astegard or the Winter. Was it the Winter? Was that where we started?
Yeah, you started off into winter, and so you're now heading towards Northwick, which is in the same island.
Yeah, like it's only like New Astegard or Northwick or the Winter, and I don't see an army coming from the Winter unless whatever was attacking the elves has moved to a different island.
Marilla?
I think it's just you and me, Matt.
Yeah.
Liam still hasn't come back. And
I have returned.
Oh,
Sorry.
Okay.
there we go.
Okay, so did you guys get that?
Norfolk is under attack, and then I heard the last bit about
So,
the
Norfolk's under
winter
attack.
and
It isn't the Danes. I said I couldn't see an army raising from De Winter from what we've seen of it. And my next immediate thought process was that the only other place was the army of the undead that was attacking the elves. If that's changed direction, is now in Norfolk.
Well, if it's from home, I could maybe in the morning cast sending, and I could ask my grandfather. He might know something about it. I've also not spoken to him for a while.
It might be worth trying to get an update.
First thing in the morning, then. As soon as I'm out of trancing, I'll ask him.
Okay, so does anybody else want to do anything over the course of the night?
Good.
Okay, so Marilla, you had the scroll of polymorph which you wanted to explore. Do you want to do that now?
Yes, that's I had forgotten. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so can I get an Arcana check from you, please?
Yes, you can. I'm just deciding which of my dice to use. I'm gonna use that dice. That is not very good. That's a 7. My dice are rolling really badly tonight.
Okay. Unfortunately, you can't make out the bit of it that basically states what the polymorph spell turns you into. It's basically been splashed by water and the ink has run a little bit, so you need to wait for it to dry first.
I blame Frank.
Do you blame me enough that you want to do something about it, darling?
As soon as I hear him, my hands are over my eyes.
Don't worry, darling, I've got a hat on.
Yeah, nope. No, thank you, Frank.
And then Warrior Princess Frank comes over to you.
I will crack a finger open to look at Warrior Princess Frank.
And Warrior Princess Frank is eyeing up normal Frank.
Oh no! I cover my eyes again and I look out to sea.
I immediately rush over and attempt to separate the two. In the thought process that if they touch, maybe they blow something up of the universe. Or...
Okay, Alumba, do you want to get in on this?
Honestly, no.
Frank fight.
Alright, so Kashan, can I get a strength check from you, please?
Yeah, I can do strength checks. Strength checks are fine. Does this count as a saving throw or just a straight check?
Just the check.
22.
Okay. Right, so you're able to separate them, but Frank is saying... normal Frank is looking quite interested at Warrior Frank, and you seem like the sort of person who seems to know how to handle himself and other people. Let's go have a conversation about that. Right, so that Frank disappears. This Frank then is going to bypass Kashan, go over to Alumba and look at you pleadingly.
What do you want?
He's just looking at you quite pleadingly.
Yeah, go ahead. Do what you want.
Okay, so that Frank then vanishes as well.
Alright. I tried.
Okay, so Nat's come to join us, by the way.
Hi, Nat.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay, so they managed to save Kashan from Sushi.
Okay.
But Marilla has been violated.
Okay.
Badly.
Kashan has now seen Michael.
Uh-huh.
You saved Marilla by casting Thorn Whip on her,
Uh-huh.
because she'd fallen in the water. But you've now arrived at basically at shore, and Kashan has found out that the city that the officers are in is currently under attack.
Okay. I'm assuming they're not under attack by Frank.
You don't know, but it is actually quite possible.
Okay.
Okay, so do you guys want to take your long rest now?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, also, you decided to take this time to investigate your new spellbook, and it's a spellbook of cantrips, basically a list of all the different cantrips that wizards can normally cast.
Mhm.
So now you can, at the end of every long rest, you can decide which cantrips you want to have selected.
Okay.
Okay, so but you guys all happy to take your long rest?
I am.
Okay, so you spend the night on the ship, just simply weighed anchor and just Finnan just playing his lute. It's not the sort of like the really happy meeting there has been before. Everybody seems to be very, very relieved to be alive and quite traumatized by what happened today. So everybody's just sort of like keeping to themselves. Finn's just plucking half-hearted tunes on his lute. Nothing's really being celebrated. So the dawn comes, and Finnan, wanting to sort of escape the boredom, immediately calls for the rowers to take their oars. Now that you're sort of seeing it at in the day, you're actually seeing that the river, for want of a better word, is actually incredibly wide. Basically, the river is 5 miles wide. To put that in context, the Thames, as it goes into London, is roughly about half a mile.
Oh wow.
So it only reaches as wide as this is, where the river actually meets the sea. So so this is actually an immensely wide sort of point, but nonetheless, Finnan is actually quite reluctant to go in at any particular high speed. Like, he's doing it entirely by oars, and he's not. He's refusing to let the sail go up.
Stop it.
He basically plots a trek directly through the centre, so you're not. In the distance, you can see the mountains of Aquaveda to the south, but you can also see the mountains of Northwick to the north. So you slowly start creeping along the river. And as you are doing this, you notice that a number of sailors are dipping what looks to be really massive ladles into the water. Basically giant soup serving spoons, and testing the water as you're travelling along.
Testing.
Tasting.
What are
What
they?
do you do?
Oh, tasting.
Why are you doing that?
And so one of the dwarfs comes over to you, and he holds up the ladle to you.
I'm going to look at him and the barrel and the ladle and that. Really?
Does anyone want to taste the water?
You know what? Sure.
Okay. This is entirely seawater, so so it does taste quite disgusting too.
Why are you doing this?
Warlords, the dwarf basically sits back and puts on his exposition face. The water in between the islands, we call them rivers, but to be perfectly honest, they're just the open sea. So this here is salt water, but we're testing the waters to ensure that we're not travelling upriver and into the mountains, which will take us off course. We want to stick to the seawater. If we start tasting fresh water, we know we're taking the wrong turn.
Okay.
Smart.
Okay, so you travel along this way, and at one point, the ship nearly veers off course, and basically almost takes a route up this river here. But wait, you guys can see this, right? Yeah. But fortunately, one of the tasters was able to wave the ship off before it made sort of point of no return, and they carry on. And eventually, they get to the crossing, oops, where you guys made your first journey to Aquaveda the last time you were here. The ship moors itself pretty much here, and then you are then taken over in rowboats. Baldwin is finally brought up from below deck. He's not looking particularly happy. He's actually looking quite sickly. So he's going to need some persuasion in order to get into the rowboat. Sorry, the longboat rather.
I don't know how to do it. Ooh. I have advantage, but that's still only 14.
Okay, does anybody want to try as well? Unfortunately, that didn't work.
Go.
What are we checking this
Getting Baldwin into the boat and more handling.
Persuasion. That's a nat 20, so 21.
to? Okay, no point, no number.
Oh, nice. So Alumba is able to just sort of like manhandle Baldwin, put down the stairs and into.
I imagine it's less persuasion, it just straight up carries the horse.
Should have rolled intimidation instead.
And it's quite a difficult concept getting a horse to step onto off a 10-foot high boat and then into a rowboat which is only bobbing at the water surface. So it does take pretty much the entire crew to organise this, but eventually you do manage to get Baldwin onto the boat, and he's basically just simply standing there, just not sure what to do. But there's only enough room in the longboat for one other person, and then the rowers. So it's going to take a couple of trips to get you all over there.
I don't mind going second.
Alright.
I was wondering if whilst waiting, like to be ferried over, if I could cast sending.
Sure. Who you guys sending to?
I'm gonna attempt to contact my grandfather by the name of Reno Keeves.
Rianu Keeves.
Oh goodness. I only get 25 words. Okay. I'm going to say, hi, grandfather.
Okay, that's 2.
I want to finish.
Hope you are well.
6.
Need to change it.
Heard about the army.
10.
It's 10. Has it left Minas Epidas?
15.
Northwick, maybe?
17.
Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
Love you and miss you.
Okay, that's 25 exactly. Okay, so you get there's a bit of a pause, and then you hear in your head the voice of Keanu Reeves, but for purposes of copyright, he's Keanu Reeves. And so you hear him say, "Granddaughter, it has been some time. I was concerned. You sent no words since you left us. The army of the undead has disappeared, but I doubt it has gone that far." End of message.
Okay. I'm not gonna respond. Oh, do I?
You would need to cast it again in order to.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out whether I want to. Would she? Would she? She is gonna not cast it again, but she's gonna hold her amulet and she's gonna squeeze her eyes shut. And she's gonna say, "Look, Fright Illyria," being like, let him know that I'm okay and I got the message and I promise I'm gonna send him a letter as soon as I'm in the city.
Okay. So as you guys eventually make it to shore, Finland goes with you, and you can immediately see that there is a very big procession of people waiting for you. All of them are done up in the garb of the Fjord warriors, a mixture of archers, swordsmen, and spearmen.
Okay.
Finland immediately goes over to the orc who runs the boats, and the orc is not happy to see him. He's like, you bloody dwarf! My business has been completely ruined by this rabble. But I hope I'm going to be compensated for this. And Finland basically just simply says, "Well, it's your own fault for having the only port in this area. If you don't want the troops to overrun your port, go somewhere else."
I want to grab like sort of one of the troops or something like that, or maybe even the orc himself, and ask if anybody knows what's going on in Norfolk.
Okay, give me a perception check, please.
Perception. 13.
So what was that?
13.
Okay, you notice a friend of yours, this guy.
The Doran fellow. Alright, yeah, he seems like a good person to ask. He's a merchant, he travels.
So, at first he's sort of just lost in his own thoughts. He appears to be writing something in a book, trying to make some sort of calculation. So you basically come over to him and I'm assuming you nudge him.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give myself somewhat warm greeting of a friend.
Oh, Lord, what are you doing here? I thought you were murdering red paladins in Aquaveda.
We dealt with that situation, but we're needed elsewhere.
Oh, I see. So where are you headed?
Headed to Northwood, but the last we heard, they were under attack. And somehow...
Under attack? This is news to me. Oh dear, my trade business is going to be ruined by this. I say, I don't suppose I could hire your services to guard my wagons as we travel up that way. I'm heading that way myself, but of course if the city is under attack, then I don't know what I would do. I don't have the money for a dedicated bodyguard force anymore. And troubles in Aquaveda saw to that. So, I mean, I won't be able to charge you the nominal fee. Won't be able to give you the nominal fee, but it would be something.
Well, perhaps you could help us with some merchant business we have once we get there. But provided that my friends are okay with it, I don't see why, if we're travelling in the same direction, we couldn't travel together.
Of course.
I will, before approaching the group with that side of things, I'll also ask one of the soldiers if they know anything about the attack. Because didn't they say it was Norfolk that they were sending soldiers from? Surely they shouldn't be sending soldiers away if the city's under attack.
You've suddenly gone really quiet, David. I'm really struggling to understand what you're saying.
Oh.
That's better. Right.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I moved my mic out of the way before. My bad. Yeah, so I mean, I want to speak to one of the soldiers and ask if they're aware of any attacks on the city. Because wasn't Norfolk that was sending soldiers? I feel like if the city's under attack, they shouldn't be sending soldiers.
Attack on the city? This is the first we've heard of it. Quiet. They're just trying to distract us. They're trying to cause a mutiny. And the soldier behind him looks at you and points at you quite threateningly. He's like, I'm onto you. We're not going to be hanged as deserters because you don't like the fact that we're being sent elsewhere.
Why would I care if you were being sent elsewhere? I just want to know about the state of the city.
Smell a conspiracy.
How long have you been out here?
And the archer that you're speaking to is like, well, this will be, I think tomorrow will be our second week.
And do you get updates?
We're going to be stationed at Aquavada for a full year, not including the time it takes us to get here. Or get there, rather.
Do you get any updates from the city at all?
No, I mean our sergeant isn't here with us, so that might explain something. But haven't heard anything about any attack.
Yeah, very well. I'll leave them to do whatever they're doing. I'll approach the group and let them know about the dwarf's request.
Olimba, do you want to do anything?
Nothing's been done.
Marilla?
I'm good. I'll pass on what I learned from my grandfather.
Okay, Nat, do you want to do anything? Or told him, rather.
I'm gonna stare at the old guy and be like, hey, don't you look familiar?
Give me a history check.
I'm trying to work out if this is the guy I threw a rat at.
Yes, it is.
Nat 20.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, you fully recall him. You also recall that you threw... Didn't you throw... Who did you throw the boar at? Was that...
I threw that at the men and
Yeah.
then ran off to go and get eaten.
Yep.
They were hungry. And then I threw a rat at him for being annoying. And then I took a deer on board.
Yep. So...
If that helps.
Do you point that out to him, or...?
I'm just gonna watch and see if he recognises it and like pull up my bag and I'm gonna potentially throw another rat at him.
It's, so the orc finishes with Finham, turns around and nearly trips over you and is like, oh no, not you again.
Stinky bum!
Oh god. Do you actually cast that, or...?
And no, I'm just gonna shout it and like pretend to wave my hands to see what he does.
Okay, right, so give me a deception check, please. Yeah, actually, can everybody, aside from Tordon, give me an insight check?
And I'm doing deception, yeah?
No, don't worry about that.
Okay.
What are we doing, sorry?
Insight.
Insight.
16.
Insight. 16 from me as well.
Okay, so Tordon has basically just shouted out Stinky Bomb. So it's basically determining whether or not you realise if she's being serious or not.
Do they realise I'm being serious on a 16?
Marilla?
It came up with Charlotte did something on...
Young lady, have you
Discord
muted
and
yourself
then it
again?
disappeared.
She said BRB.
Oh, okay. Liam, what are you doing? What did you get?
I got a 16.
Okay, so yes, you realise that she's not actually doing it, she's just calling out words to try and scare people. But unfortunately, everybody else just sort of like falls back and tries basically clears a path. And Finn basically turns to you and is like, well, Lord, it seems that this is farewell.
Yeah. I will bid him farewell for now. And I'll be sure that we return at some point.
Fear not, Lord. We Danes go everywhere that it's possible to go. So I doubt you've seen the last of us. And even if you have, we'll see you in Valhalla.
Bye.
This is true.
Okay, so Baldwin is really, really happy to be back on land, but he's still looking quite sickly. So do you want to hook him up to one of the dwarf's wagons, or do you just want to let him walk by himself?
I see a feeling.
I mean, I feel like we should probably let him get his legs a little steady.
Okay, so you just gotta let him wander.
Yeah. Like, we'll keep an eye on him, but yeah.
Okay. Right, so the dwarf basically gets his stuff in order, and you guys basically set off. It's about mid-morning, so you can easily make the journey to Northwick in a full day. But are you guys just going to take the road, or?
Yeah, I mean, we've got, like, cart and stuff, don't we? So...
Okay. Right,
But-
so...
Like, carefully? Like, in case, you know, the city is under attack?
Yep. Okay, so you take the road that you took the last time you were here. But though strangely enough, you come across a curious sight. You travelled... Oh wait, sorry. Let me reorganise this page, sorry. I've blacked out more than I should have done. Okay. There we go. Right. So you journey up the same road that you've done before, and you come to what looks like a tavern.
Oh, okay.
Can everybody except Alumba give me a history check?
Pretty good. 18 from me.
No. History, please.
Again.
Kashan?
You're all going to be very impressed with my one.
So I'm so proud of you. I have never been prouder.
Thank you.
Okay. All of you except Kashan, and obviously Alumba, because you've never come this way, but you've been down this road before, and recently, and the last time you were here, there was no tavern.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing that you would have remembered. There was no tavern, and it's most definitely was not one this big, or as sort of well kept. This place is looking absolutely immaculate, like rosewoods everywhere. It's a single-story building, but there's firelight coming from inside, and the sounds of a really merry time going on. You can hear bard music, people laughing, even people cheering in some places.
I'm just gonna walk up to the door.
Okay, you go try and open the door. Okay, give me a strength check, please.
I think my strength is like minus number. Yes, it is. I got a minus number. 8.
Okay, so Patolden basically goes up the stairs and tries the door. The door is unlocked, but something behind the door is stopping her from opening. As she puts her hand on the door handle and tries to open it, the sounds from inside just die immediately, just replaced with complete silence. The firelight is still going on from inside, but you can't hear anything that's going on inside the tavern.
Alcohol.
Does anyone want to do anything?
I mean, I guess I would approach the tavern.
Okay. So you're approaching. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna open the front door.
Okay, strength check, please.
Strength check. Is it
Windows.
bar door? Is it 20?
Okay, so you managed to push the door open a little bit more than Tordon did, and as you do, you can hear the sounds of basically trickling noises. At first, you think it's the sound of water, but then you ascertain that it's the sound of hundreds of small metal pieces, basically just flowing down a pile, as it were.
What?
Rayla, what are you doing?
Are there any windows?
Yeah, there's windows. There's windows on both sides of the door, and from inside you can see like very, very bright firelight coming from inside.
Is it possible to? I'm gonna go up to the window and like place my like hands and then my head against it to like try to see through just the light and try to discern anything.
Okay, the windows are heavily condensed, but on both sides of the glass. But so you can see, you can look in, and you can make the impression of something golden inside, like a really healthy orangey glow, like very warm colours, but you can't see the silhouettes of anybody inside. Okay.
I'm gonna pass that along to everyone. I'm gonna be like, I don't see anyone on the inside.
Okay. As you pass, you see that there's a deep but narrow hole in the ground. Yes, Turek's going to come over and he's going to examine the sign, and he basically reads out the name of the tavern, the Mimic's Stool.
Oh no.
Lumber, are you going to do anything?
The what? Sorry, the mimic stool, did you say?
Yeah, as in a stool that you sit on.
And as in a mimic.
Is there anything magical about the reason that nothing will open?
Give me an Arcana check.
What came out when I opened the door? Did you say those metal pieces?
Sorry, one thing at a time. What did you get down?
28.
Okay, you're not picking up anything magical about the door. From what you can tell, it's purely physical matter which is stopping the door from opening.
Okay.
Okay, so Kashan, when you managed to open the door, nothing actually came out. It's something on the other side, but you could hear the sounds of like hundreds of metal pieces just like falling or flowing down what appears to be like a big pile.
Okay. Do we still hear the cheering, the merriment and stuff like that?
No, at this point it's just completely stopped.
Hello. I'm gonna keep knocking really annoyingly.
Can I investigate the rest of the building and see if there's another way in?
Sure. Give me an investigation.
Yeah. Yeah. Do I?
No.
That is 17.
Okay. You've been to the occasional tavern, and you know most taverns, just purely by virtue of making sense, have a back door.
I will see if I can find said back door.
Okay. You immediately see another door.
Yeah. I'll give it a push as well. See if I can open anything from this side.
Okay. There's nothing stopping this door from opening.
No.
Great.
No. No.
Okay, so you end up in what appears to be the kitchen area.
Do I see anything?
No, this place is completely deserted. It's immaculate. Yeah, immaculately clean, but deserted. What's your passive perception, by the way?
My passive perception
Hmm.
is 12.
Okay. Right, so you don't sense anything untoward. But however, there's a water barrel next to the table, and that appears to have been knocked by something.
Can I follow Krishan around? Because I want to get.
Yeah, sure.
No, that's not me doing that to the counter.
Don't worry.
Do you say something's like knocked it over, or it's just moved it?
Something has disturbed the barrel.
No.
But so you can see like the vibration and rings in the water.
Go away.
Okay.
If you want to
Do
behave like
I
that, you can go over there.
feel anything myself, or like do I think that it could have been just me, or
So I couldn't hear you over Aya. Can you say that again, please?
do I feel any like vibrations myself, or
No. With your passive perception, not at the moment.
okay? Do I see any like doors out of here?
Yeah, sorry, I haven't been particularly good with. Let's say so. This is the one thing that I hate about this, the dynamic lighting thing. It needs to be incredibly precise. There you go. So there's a door there. There's also a door here.
And I don't hear any like merriment or anything anymore. No.
No, you don't hear anything. Aside from Tordum, who's just coming behind you.
I guess I'm gonna cautiously approach this door here.
Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
Why do I feel like I'm about to be eaten by a giant mimic?
Marilla?
I'm gonna look to a lumber. They've gone round the back. Do we want to go through the front and meet in the middle, or?
I want to go inside at all. No.
Oh,
I mean,
Willa, just in the spirit of teamwork, I guess.
you could smash down the door.
Could I smash down the door?
You can try.
I mean, I'll give it a good old go.
You alright?
I
So,
feel like you're always inclined to.
what are you going to try and bash the door in with?
Forehead.
Okay.
I have cure wounds ready.
I've just got a full vision of a lumber like running in charge.
It's not like you have a genie that can do that for you.
Or can I maybe use Frank to bash the door? I'm wondering what I would get more strength out of.
I'm the juggernaut.
Yeah,
I
literally.
wanted to see a lumber do.
Right, so it depends on how you want to do this. If you're talking about picking Frank up and throwing him out the door, then that's one option. If you're talking about positioning Frank so you're holding him horizontally and using him as a battering ram, that's another option. Another option is that you could just simply tell Frank to rush at the door. Or you basically just pick Frank up and you just hit him against the door until the door breaks in.
Feeling like going for one of those kind of police raid, knock down the door situations. Just gonna ask Frank to be like as not to use a word that will trigger him or anything, but be as stiff as possible. And continually bash his head into the wall, into the door until it opens, like a police raid.
Okay, give me a strength check, please.
Okay. Let's go. That's a 19.
Okay, so you basically start kicking the door, like kick after kick after kick, and then Frank comes in comes and helps you. So +5. Frank wasn't actually that much help, but between the two of you, you're able to sort of just work past the what's obstructing the door until you're able to shove it open, and the two of you basically fall into the room. Okay, so from this place is just filled completely and utterly with gold coins. Like every table, every chair, every square inch of floor on the bar is just covered in piles and piles of gold coins.
Thank you.
Now then, boys, how big your pockets?
I don't trust this.
Okay, so Kashan, are you going to try that door?
Go.
David?
He disappeared. He muted himself.
No, he's actually. Yeah, he's there. But, We're going to get a drink. What do you want to do, Diane?
I want to go through the door.
Okay. Right, so can I get a strength check from you, please?
You can't. That's not how you press the buttons. One. Not natural.
Sorry, what did you do?
One, but not a natural one.
Okay. Unfortunately, you're unable to open the door.
I'm just gonna poke Kashan and push him in the way. Trying to push him through the door.
Yeah, I'll just say Kashan tries. I think his modifier is +4. Yep, he manages to push the door open. But it's the same sort of thing. After a couple of kicks, the door eventually opens, and you guys basically emerge behind the bar in this gold-filled tavern.
Is it real gold? Can I pick up a piece and like bite it and see if it's real gold?
Yeah, give me an investigation.
Stop poking the screen. Stop poking the screen. 21.
Okay. It is gold, like gold. It's just not a type of gold coin that you've ever seen before. Okay, so now you guys are in this gold-filled tavern. What do you guys want to do?
Did I prove the gold
Yeah,
open?
it is gold, but it's unlike any sort of gold coin that you've ever seen.
Can I see the others?
Yep, you can see them.
Can I shout across? It's gold is real, but I don't know where it's from.
But it basically looks like that.
Oh, okay, I'm just shouting out it's gold. I don't know where it's from.
It's
Holding it out to people.
yeah, basically looks like wings of an insect, if that makes sense, but entirely round.
Hello?
Did we lose you all?
Wings of an insect, but round.
Yeah. Let me see if I can get a picture of for you.
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not trust this gold. But I don't know how I can prove why I don't trust it.
Can I attempt to investigate the other door?
Oh.
So investigate this door, you mean?
This one,
Yeah. But it does go over to it. You try opening it. It doesn't appear locked in any way. You open it and you are sort of like overwhelmed with this sort of like stink of mold and decay. And it appears you have entered a store, some sort of storeroom that hasn't seen the light of day in a very long time. Can I get everybody's? Oh, sorry. Let me. Yep. Right. Can I get everybody's passive perception, please?
15.
Perception. How do I find this out? Passive.
Okay. So
it's just
basically,
on the-
12. It's just written on the left there.
Yep.
Passive wisdom perception. Yeah, 12.
Okay. So, Maria, are you actually standing inside?
I've stepped inside, yes.
Okay, right. So, each of you can hear the sounds of something moving along the walls, because it disturbs quite a lot of the coins and sends a sort of like waterfall effect of coins going down, and you get the distinct feeling that it's something slithery.
Ooh. Slithery.
Okay.
I'm just gonna slowly start putting gold coins in my pocket on the sly.
Alright, right, so can I get a sleight of hand from you?
Yes. That's 18.
Okay, so that's how many gold coins you get.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and as you do, you uncover something purple that just suddenly shoots out of sight back into the pile of coins.
Did I see where it went?
Basically further into here.
Okay. Can I send Frank in digging for it?
Yeah, sure.
In the direction that it fled.
Right, so Frank does this, and suddenly you notice that the big pile of coins in the middle is moving.
No.
Kajan, what are you doing while this is going on?
Flicking gold coins at people.
Storm's just sitting on the bar, just flicking coins at you all. David?
It went again.
Hey, Marilla, what are you doing?
I am. Oh goodness me. I am going to. One hand. I'm gonna. Okay. This might be slightly dumb, but I'm gonna try it. If with harmless tremors on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
through thaumaturgy, would that cause the coins to move?
Yeah.
Okay, oh, do I want to do this? Not quite on the spot where the, like, main bulk of the coins are moving, just, like, to the left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna cast Harmless, like, Thaumaturgy Harmless Trial Embers to get the coins to move a bit, to see if it can uncover what's under there.
Okay. Right, so whatever it is under there doesn't like this at all, and suddenly the entire room is just, the entire pile just erupts with gold coins. Can I get everybody to give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Sorry, guys.
You back, David?
Is this me? Yeah, I'm back. Is this me as well?
Well, before she did this, I was asking what you were doing. So are you coming into the main room?
I mean, I hear like the sounds of like coin scattering and stuff. Yeah, I'd go and investigate. I think.
Okay. So yeah, can everybody give me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Got a 21.
13 for me.
5.
Nice.
Okay, so but everybody who scored less than 13, you take five damage as all of these coins are just suddenly thrown into the air, and underneath the pile, yes, it's bigger than I thought it would be,
Oh my god.
is this monstrosity of purple teeth and tentacles.
It's a Sarlacc kid. If Bulwer survived, so can we, guys. Let's jump in.
Okay, so Frank, completely oblivious to this, is still digging in the gold coins.
Nice.
Right, can I get initiative from all of you, please?
You certainly can. Oh.
Okay, so Sean, what did you say you got?
4.
Marilla?
6.
Lumber? 10. Okay. Tordum got 8. Rolling really high rolls as always. And Turek 14. Okay, so Frank is going to get. Come on. 15. All right. Okay, so ironically, Frank gets to go first. But, having not been told otherwise, he's going to continue digging in the coins. Alright, so it's now Turek's turn. And seeing big thing that needs punching is going to do just that. He's going to go up and punch it in the face. No, that has a face. He's going to punch it in the teeth. Okay, so first off he's going to do a quarterstaff attack. Right, so 9 damage from the quarterstaff, and then the other half of that. Okay, so 12 damage to the mimic with his quarterstaff attack. And then he's going to proceed with a flurry of punches. Eight. 19. Okay. So that's Turek's turn over after his flurry of punches. The creature lets out this very loud squeal. But other than that, doesn't appear to be particularly harmed. Lumber, you're up.
Okay, well, I'm gonna shout at Frank to stop digging through the gold
Mm-hmm.
and get ready to join in the fight when
Yeah.
he gets his turn next. I'm gonna rage. That's my first actual action,
Yep.
and then I will. Oh, I mean, I would hit him with a warhammer, but I got a 9 to hit, so maybe I don't.
Is that plus anything?
No.
Okay, so you miss your first Warhammer hit, so you get your second attack.
Just swing around and fall into the gold pile. So I'll try again. 25 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Brilliant. And that is for 10 damage.
10 damage, nice. Is that plus rage?
Is that plus rage?
That's what I'm asking you. Did you add your rage to that?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to put the 6 damage for Divine Fury on that as well.
Perfect. Did not like that at all. Alright. So again, it lets out this slow, quivering sound, and is then going to take its turn, and is going to bite Frank. Plus 8. So his teeth just close around Frank, who is now only just straightening up from his digging. That's that. And unfortunately that gets him. He takes the full damage from that. So he takes 17 damage from the bite, and then you hear a sort of hissing noise as something makes contact with his skin, and he takes an additional 6 acid damage.
I'm back again, sorry.
So bear with me, my computer is really misbehaving for some reason.
Give me francs.
Way too many francs.
Okay, and then 2 of the tentacles that come from it are going to go straight for Turek and Alumba. Alumba, I'm assuming you're standing here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so 2 tentacles come flying out at you and Turek. So, yeah, so there's 2. What's your AC?
14.
Okay, right, so you are basically just hit by these 2 tentacles, and they do... So you take 10 damage of bludgeoning, as this tentacle just slaps you straight in the face. But as it does, you find you're stuck to it.
Oh.
And after it hits you, it just sort of carries you to the ground, and the 2 of you are now restrained.
Frank must be loving this.
Alright. Alright, so Tordum is up next. So Tordum is going to turn to you, Kashan, and is going to just simply reach out and touch your axe.
Okay.
Okay. She draws the sigil in the air and then mutters something, and all of a sudden your axe catches fire in a bright green light.
Ooh.
Okay.
Cool.
And yeah, that's her turn.
Alright, I will, Did anyone actually get grappled? Sorry.
Yeah, Turek and Salumba are grappled, but it's Maria's turn now.
Oh, okay. I forget how the line goes.
I'm not gonna lie, for a moment I almost said I would like to rage, completely forgetting which D&D character I was playing.
Do it.
Changing. She's actually also a barbarian now. Goodness me. I'm gonna cast Inflict Wounds at 1st level on this bad thing.
Yep.
Hopefully. Oh my goodness, a 24 to
Yeah, that
hit,
hits.
I think.
Yeah, it hits.
25 to hit.
Okay, that doesn't hit.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, okay. 19 points of damage.
19, yeah.
Of necrotic damage.
Yeah, alright.
And then bonus action. Did I prepare it? Oh goodness, I might not have prepared it. I swore I prepared the spell. And apparently I didn't, so I did actually. Oh goodness, who do I think needs it the most? Who would like a +2 to their AC?
Well,
Who feels
To-
like who from Marilla's perspective, who looks like they need it the most?
Alumba, what's your AC?
14. I am already grappled though, so would it be wasted on me?
I will. Well, no, maybe not, because it might
Well,
make you okay.
Well, you've noticed that Turek is quite adept, appears to have some sort of magical enhancement, which none of you have actually addressed yet. So you sort of figure that Alumba could probably do with it more, simply because he is just in the stuff that he's wearing.
Okay, so I will concentrate on this spell, and I will cast Shield of Faith, and you get a +2 now to your AC for the next 10 minutes.
Nice.
And then you see a Mendel appear next to you and say, should have gone with Spirit Guardians, because we all know how that went last time.
I have it prepared, I'm just not using it yet.
Right, so is that your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay, so Kashan, now it's your turn.
Right, okay. My axe is a flame. I
Yep.
am
So basically how this works, but basically any attack that you do, but you do your normal attack, plus damage and stuff, but then you additionally do 1d8 damage from it.
okay. I'm gonna try and like move a little closer to Turek and attempt to can I try and attack the creature, but in the attempts to cut the tentacle that is holding them.
Okay, so you're specifically attacking the tentacle.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So, but there is a particular rule for this, and sorry, in regards to the fiery blade, is 1d8 plus 5 rather than just 1d8. But so, if you're basically attacking a very particular aspect of it, as long as it's in range, you get advantage on that attack.
Okay. Well, I will make my first attack then. Right, so. Oh, that is a crit, natural 20. So to confirm, that's a 30 to hit.
Yep, that hits it. Just.
There is going to be a point in our experiences where you say that doesn't hit, and I'm just going to be like, Excuse me?
You rolled so well that you actually get 2 cocky and miss.
God
Do
just descends
such
down and says, nope, this is going to break the game. I can't allow this.
Right, okay, so hang on. So I need a d12 and a d8. So my d12 for my normal damage is 8 plus 7, so 15 normal damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then 9 of whatever the extra damage is from the golden flames.
Okay.
So 24 damage in total.
Sure. Okay. So you basically bring this down on the tentacle that's holding Turek, and you just slice straight through this thing. The creature lets out a scream of pain, but Turek is now no longer grappled.
Alright, cool. I would like to do my second attack just at the creature itself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does a 17 hit?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Do I still do the D8 as well? With the second attack?
Yep. Basically,
Cool.
all your attacks in this turn, you'll get that bonus.
Alright, cool. So, that is 16 on the normal damage, and then full 8, so 13. So what's that? 29 damage in total.
Yep.
Do I know how long these green flames are going to last?
As soon as you make your second attack, they just fizzle out.
Alright, okay. Well, in that case, I will use my bonus action to let's see. Was it a dex save? for the tentacle. What was it? Strength. Con.
You cut the tentacle in half, which is what freed Turek.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go for. I'll activate a giant's might, so that next time around I am.
Okay. All right.
That's me.
Okay. So as you guys are fighting this, can I get your passive perceptions again, please?
12.
15.
12.
All right. Okay, so none of you have noticed until they start attacking you, but a number of the coins are actually crawling up your legs. And you suddenly notice that each individual coin has 4 minuscule legs and 2 sharp points at the top. And each of you are going to suffer a bite from these swarms of coins which are attacking you. So you each take 9 damage from these bites.
What?
Everybody.
What? ¿Qué pasa?
Just getting nibbled.
Absolutely getting nibbled.
I mean, I'm more chomped if it's my 9 damage.
Okay, so back up to the top of the round. It's Frank again. Okay, so Frank, what did you specifically say to Frank to stop him from digging?
Yeah, I told him to join in the fight when he gets his next turn.
Did you specifically tell him who to fight?
No.
Right, okay.
I mean, not then.
Okay, I'm gonna have to play this by the rules, unfortunately. But without you telling him who to fight, he's going to turn on... Which is the attack? Kashan, unfortunately.
Why am I not surprised?
Oh, Frank, you dumb fuck.
And he's basically just going to attack you 3 times with his scimitar. Let's see if he does actually hit you.
I need to be reminded every time I talk to Frank to be so wildly specific every time.
Right, does a 16 hit you?
No.
Okay, fortunately, he misses every hit.
Goodness for that. Does he get rid of some of the coins accidentally?
No, he doesn't. He just completely ignores them. So Turek is going to put... Having realised he's just been bitten, he's going to attempt to get rid of the coins which are on him. And he is going to use his arms for that, and he's basically just going to create I think one of these things that he can do, he can basically just cause like a big shockwave with his arms. Bear with me. Okay, so he's basically just going to summon these arms, and these green glowing spectral arms just appear out of his body, and just sends like a gust of wind flying out at the surrounding area. You feel the force of the wind, but it doesn't really do anything to you guys. And about a third of the coins which are attached to you guys are blown off.
Nice.
Okay, he is then going to turn on the mimic and is going to try and attack that. Okay, So that's 10 damage for the first bit, and so he does 15 damage to this thing. Da-da-da. And then just go follow up with a punch, which missed. Okay. Da-da-da. Away. Alumba, you're up.
Right, I need to scold Frank real quick. Tell him to stop fully attacking the team and attack the big creature next time with all the tentacles. Preferably the one that's holding me down on the floor. What's my situation with being suckered right now?
Right, so you are currently restrained.
Uh-huh.
Let me clear the screen. Okay, so your speed is 0, and you can't benefit from the bonus of any speed. Your attack rolls against the creature which is grappling you, you have advantage on. But you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws. But basically, attacking this creature is the only thing you can do.
Well, I'll go for attacking the tentacle that has a hold of me then.
Sure.
Is the best bet. An 18 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Brilliant. And that's 10 damage.
10 damage, yeah. So you basically just smash down on this tentacle, and it's not quite enough for it to release you. But you do feel its grip has loosened, so you feel that you can use one of your actions to specifically try and escape.
I'll use my bonus action then to try and hopefully finish it off.
Okay, so are you attacking it again, or are you trying to escape?
Well, I'll attack it again, actually.
Okay, you don't need to use a bonus action for that because you do still have a second attack.
Okay. I'll roll the 27 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
That's for 12 damage.
Okay, so the tentacle does release you and just lies limp on the floor. You've successfully, as far as the tentacle is concerned, you've successfully killed that.
Nice. That could be my dinner later.
Okay.
You want to tell Frank some more information as to who you're talking to?
The dude with the tentacles.
Okay, so
Not me, holding a ripped off tentacle. The dude with the attacking tentacles.
Okay, so it's now the mimic's turn, and it's going to sort of rise up slightly out of the coins, causing more coins to fall down to the ground. And you can see this sort of green mist starts coming out of its mouth, and it sort of almost leans forward and just spits this green spray at all of you, bar Tordum. Can I get a dexterity saving throw from you guys?
Why is it not spitting at me?
Because you're at the other side of the room.
That's 17 from me.
Mm-hmm.
9.
Kashan?
17.
Okay. Right, so this burning acid, it just sprays out of its mouth, and... Sorry, 1 sec. Okay, so Alumba, you take the full extent of this. You take 40 damage. The rest of you take 20.
40?
Ooh.
Yeah. And
Are you down?
I'm on 2 HP.
and you're
Okay.
and you're
What?
also blinded.
What type of damage is it?
Acid.
Right.
So no resistance.
Have we done any damage to this creature so far?
Quite a bit, yes. And it's then going to use its bite attack against Kashan. And it's got a natural 1 and completely missed.
Excellent.
Okay, Torden, you're up.
I'm looking. But
With a cat's tail in your mouth.
it could be worse. It could have been something entirely different. Please don't tell me that I'm waking up. Okay. Can I have a wisdom saving throw of 16? It needs to be 16 from the mimic, please.
Okay. Sorry. Failed.
Right. I'm casting Phantasmal Killer
Okay.
on it.
But for the record, this is her first level 4 spell.
One sec. I can't do my thingy. Yes.
Yeah, so this is the first natural level 4 spell that she's ever used.
I have others, but they're upgrades.
Yeah.
One shots.
I tap into its nightmares
Mm-hmm.
and create illusionary manifestations of its deepest fears that are visible only to the mimic.
Okay. Do you know what that fear is, or?
I assume if I'm making illusions, I've learnt it.
Okay. So you basically see another mimic appear, and it's significantly bigger than this thing is.
It is frightened.
Mm-hmm.
It just is frightened for the duration, so I assume it's the duration of the spell.
Which is 1 minute.
So it's under the stats frightened, whatever that does to it.
Yep.
And then at the end of each of its turns before the spell ends, it must take a wisdom saving throw or suffer 4d10 psychic damage.
Does it also take damage in this?
Yes, and
Good.
on a successful save, the spell will end.
Okay. So it's failed, so does it take 4d10 damage now?
Yeah, I'm just rolling it now. So
Yep.
it takes 25 damage so far.
25, no. Ow,
And it's
ow,
frightened.
ow, ow, ow. Stop it, cat. Stop it.
Is that your Phantasmal Killer?
Yeah, cat just attacking my foot. Okay, Mariela, you're up.
Okay. So
Stop it.
Alumba was the one who looked really screwed up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to go up to you. Well, I don't actually need to touch you, and I'm gonna cast life transference onto you. Meaning I take 4d8 necrotic damage and you take
shit,
double
sorry.
whatever damage I take.
It's after a ball on your show.
What happened to just the standard cure wounds?
No.
Just give it up.
Okay.
Wounds.
Okay, goodness me. Okay. You take 28 points of healing. I take 14 points of damage, but because of my healing thing, I only take 9 points of damage.
Nice.
Okay, 28 health. Love that. Thank you. Back in the fight.
Who else looks
Until
rough?
the next
Anyone
passage
else
spray.
looking rough?
No, I think Alumba is the only one who took any major damage in that.
Okay. And then I'm still concentrating on Shield of Faith, meaning I currently can't do Spirit Guardians. And then it's not a bonus action. God damn it. I will. Why do I not have any bonus actions? Or have I? And I'm just being really blind. action, bonus action. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. Kashan, you're up.
I think I am just gonna keep taking swings at this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be working so far. I am, yeah, let's go. I'm just gonna stick with what's working and stick with the axe.
Sure.
Alright, so. Does a 16 hit?
Yep.
Cool. Alright. D12 and D6 from a diamond mate. So 17 plus 5, so 22 on the first attack.
Yep. But 22 damage, or...
Yeah, 22 damage in total. So that's
Alright.
including the giant's might. And then 26 to hit on the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And 15 damage from that. And just for the hell of it, let's use my action surge and take another couple cracks at this thing.
Sure.
And oh, there's a 14 here.
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Well, we missed the first one. And a 17 again, so that one does hit, right?
Yep.
And 16 damage on that one.
And 16. Lovely.
And that is me also.
Alright, so the remaining coins, which are still attached to you, they're going to carry on nipping at you.
Damn, I forgot about the coins.
So the blast managed to get rid of about a third of them, so there's still about 2/3. And you guys take 5 damage of piercing.
Still above half, we're okay.
Okay, so put
So,
so Turek then collapses to one put one knee as he appears to have taken quite a serious bite out of him. But you can see that he's bleeding quite badly. Okay, so it's Frank's turn. So Frank is going to push past Kashan and attempt to attack it with his scimitar. It's 2 hits and a crit. Okay. Right, so he's basically just going to do 8d6 damage with this against this thing.
8d6, what?
Okay, so that's 26 plus 20, so that's 46 damage to it. Right, but for some reason, the electricity doesn't appear to work against this thing. It just seems to be just completely normal attacks.
Interesting.
Okay. Turek is going to attempt to Attack it again. Okay, natural 1 on the first attack. That doesn't hit, and then... Okay, his injuries appear to be getting quite the better of him, so he misses all of his attacks. Alumbi, you're up.
Okey dokey. Right, okay, so I'm just gonna go a swing for the nearest tentacle, I guess. You said we get advantage on that, right?
You're no longer grappled by it. The tentacles are basically dead.
Oh, right, okay. Let's go for an 18 to hit. Hopefully.
Yeah, that hits.
That'll be for 12 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Plus an extra 7 for Divine Fury.
Yep.
And my bonus attack. I'm gonna 12 to hit. Probably misses.
No, that misses, unfortunately.
No problemo. Second attack then, I got a 21 to hit for 9 damage.
9 damage, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the bonus attack again. And I got another 12 to hit, so that'll miss again.
Okay.
Let's be out.
Unfortunately, that would have missed anyway, because you only get 3 attacks. You get 2 attacks and a bonus attack.
Ah, see.
Okay. Right, so it's now the Mimic's turn, so what does it do in regards to your spell?
It's frightened, so it's whatever, I don't know the stats effects of frightened.
Okay. Conditions. Frightened. Frightened creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is within line of sight. The creature can't willingly move closer to the source of its fear. So it basically attacks you all with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay. And then damage-wise?
At the end of its turn, it takes damage.
At the end of its turn.
At the end of its turn.
Okay. So it's going to do the only thing that it can do, given that its tentacles are dead, and it's going to attempt to bite Turek. And that hits. So Turek is going to sustain 2d10. 13 damage from the bite, and then an additional 7 damage from the acid in its teeth, and Turek is down.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Alright, so that's the end of its turn, so...
Takes 40. I consider spell. I will just roll it for the spell. $27 damage.
27, alright. Okay, describe the kill.
It just seems to scream in pain at something invisible, then just like comically lulls
Okay.
over.
Alright, so the creature lets out this blood-curdling shriek, and then just before your eyes just appears to shrivel. The purpleness of it just turns to black, and it just ends up being this pile of tentacles and sharp teeth.
I think it's dead.
Easy.
Okay, you guys are still technically in combat because the coins are still attacking you, but as this thing dies, the integrity of this building just suddenly dies with it, and the walls just suddenly sag in as life leaves this thing.
I run to get out.
Alright, so, right, so Tordum, it's technically you next.
Again?
You haven't had your turn. The attack was the end of the
Oh.
mimic's turn. So now it's your turn. So the building is from what you can tell, is now collapsing. So what do you want to do?
I'm gonna run out of the room.
Which way you go?
The nearest exit out of the building possible.
Okay, so you're basically on the bar, so you jump down from the bar and go into the back room.
Yeah.
Okay, and then can you clear that in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yep, you can clear that in one journey. So you're now outside.
Yeah.
Morella, what are you doing? Charlotte?
My mic was up. I am gonna take a couple of steps forwards and I'm gonna cast Spare the Dying on Turek, which means they become stable, and then I'm gonna I don't know, I think it would probably be an action, but so is Spare the Dying, but I want to start dragging them out because they're still unconscious, but I want to get them out.
Yeah, I'll allow that as your bonus action.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take them by the arms and drag to.
Okay,
the
so you
door.
basically move at half speed at that point,
Okay.
which is still technically enough for you to get out.
Boop boop.
Alright, and... Right, Kashan, what are you doing?
Do I have enough time as I'm walking out to see if there's anything worth grabbing on the way out?
Right, so I'll move the corpse and the mimic out of the way. You can basically see coins everywhere, which are all in the sort of coins which are all still attached to you. But on the bar you can also see piles of gems.
Okay, how much?
Are all the coins bad?
But at this point you can't determine whether they are or not, but they are all identical to the coins which are attacking you.
I have 18 of them in my pockets from the very start of us entering this building.
How does that dash work? Do I use like I get twice my movement?
Yeah, twice your movement. Right, so you can basically dash, which doubles your movement in exchange for an action, or you can sprint, which triples your movement if you move in a straight line.
I want to try and like go over to like here and get out and like try and grab some of the gems, perhaps.
Yeah, sure. Right, so you basically move over with your normal movement. Can I get sleight of hand from you?
Yes, indeed. In a second, I'll drop the dice. I don't know where it's gone. There it is. I get advantage with sleight of hand from something. I'm not quite sure what, but I rolled 2 19s, so I did 20.
Okay. Right, so you're able to gather 20 of the gems. You don't really have time to examine what they are at this point, but you got 20 of the gems.
Yep, that seems fair.
And then you dash out.
Alright, yep.
Okay.
Full ball out of the building.
Okay, so the coins are still attached to you. So they're going to do their bites.
Yep.
No, there's a D8. Okay, so you all suffer 6 damage.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the top, it's Frank. But the creature is now dead. Frank is just going to stand there, not knowing what to do. Turek is going to attempt to wake up. And succeeded. Got now 20 on that. So he's back up to 1 HP.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, and now it's a lumber.
I'm gonna make a swift exit and order Frank to join me.
Okay.
Just right out the bottom door.
Alright, so Torton, I'm going to assume you're going to join the rest of them.
Yep. We're going to keep going around.
Okay. The coins are still attached to you, so do you want to do anything to...
I'm going to jump up and down really, really hard
Okay,
until
sure.
they fall off.
Okay. I'll say for the purpose of brevity that does actually work. But... Okay, Mimic's dead. Torton, Morella, you're up.
Okie. I would like to, first of all, like, try to shake myself to try to get any of the coins off.
Yep. Right, so that's one of your actions. You successfully get all the coins off you.
And then I will kneel down and I'm gonna brush Jurek off of the
Okay.
coins.
Okay.
And why did I not prepare the bloody bonus action healing spell? And then I will lay on hands on him, which is a free action, I think, for me.
Yep.
No, actually, no, I won't do that. I'll do something much more useful. I will channel divinity, preserve life him.
Okay.
So I'll do 30 HP on him.
Sure. 30, did you say?
Whatever gets him to half, even.
So that'll be 26.
6, cool. I have no idea how much of that I take. I take 1d6. No, I don't. I take some sort of healing, I think, but I can't remember how much. I'll figure that out. I get 2.
2 HP or 2d6?
2 HP.
Nice.
I know, great. That's my go.
What is that, the 1/10 of what you heal? Or?
Well, because Channel Divinity is not a spell, but every time I heal, I get health back. And so I get 2 HP plus spell level.
Okay.
But Channel Divinity isn't a spell. So I'm
Yes,
guessing it
it's
would
like
just
a
be-
free cantrip.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it's just 2.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so... So the only people who have coins on them now are Alumba and Turek, I believe. So Alumba, do you want to try and free yourself from the coins on your turn?
I do, yeah.
Alright. So, and Kashan, rather. So, Kashan, it's your turn now, so do you want to try and save yourself from the coins?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything in particular?
No, you just do that as your action. But as you all sort of shake the coins off you, the coins all just start scampering back into the building.
Can I attempt to keep a hold?
Yeah, give me sleight of hand.
Oh, 6.
Okay, unfortunately it manages to free itself.
Imagine having advantage with sleight of hand and then twice in a row rolling the same number. One's being 19s, the other time being 6s. Wow.
Okay, so just simply jumping to the to Frank. Frank just casually makes his way out, and he's covered in bite marks on all of his exposed skin from the coins, and I'll assume that you guys just brush him down. So Alumba, you were talking about the coins that you picked up, but you examine them to see if they're trying to bite you. They're not.
Nice. Win.
Okay, guys. So you successfully won this particular battle. So, can each of you give yourselves 1,320 XP?
1,320.
Yep.
Well, okay.
just as you take your sort of like breath from this, the roof of the tavern just suddenly collapses in, and the entire building just falls like into basically just into itself. And as the dust clears, there's no sign of the money whatsoever. All of the gold has just disappeared.
Mystery.
How is it?
Except from what I have on me, though. Or is
Yeah.
that just beauty?
No, well, you've gone. The gems and the gold that you picked up is still there, but in terms of the inside of the building, it's just gone. Well, that was horrible, wasn't it? The noble dwarf says.
I was kind of laugh and say, like, yeah, it happens all the time.
I'm sure it does, Lord. Your reputation does precede you. But can see that some of you are hurt, so what should we do? I'm afraid I'm not particularly well versed in medication.
I can help.
We could make I suppose we could make a little bit more progress towards the city and maybe find somewhere to set up camp. If we are going to be walking into something that's going to be an attack, we should probably be
Of course,
healthy to do so.
Lord. I surrender myself to your wisdom in these points.
Rest.
Yeah, I think we could all do with a rest.
Okay, so are we talking short rest or long rest?
So the injured party.
What do people need?
Well, Turek is at 26
Turek was-
health.
Turk was basically dead. Like, how much do people get back? Because like I've technically only used 2 things, and I can get my action surge back. On a
Okay,
short rest.
I just get health and channel divinity, I think.
yes, so basically, in terms of the amount of health, each of you gets a set amount of hit die, and you can then choose to roll however many of those per short rest, plus a certain amount to get your health back.
I don't get anything on short rests.
You get arcane recovery at some point.
Don't got that in mind.
But you have a look, 'cause I'm sure I saw it. Arcane recovery. Once per day, when you finish a short rest, you can choose expended slots to recover, up to a combination of 4. So do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'll have a short rest and recover my 1 level 4 spell that I used. I don't know if I used any while I was gone.
Yeah, you did your, well, no, you used a cantrip and your level 4 slot.
Yeah, the level
So-
4 spell was the one I used.
Okay. And do you want to try and recover any health?
Did I lose any? My health's full apparently.
Oh yeah, sorry. Right. You, for some reason, it's did that, but you basically lost 9 health, but you didn't lose your temporary hit points. But for some reason, it doesn't apply that. It automatically takes it away from your temporary hit points. But your barrel is still intact, but you've taken 9 damage.
Yeah, okay.
But so yeah, if you want to take try and recover health, then feel free. I do short rests at half an hour. So how long do you guys want to take?
I mean, if everyone's good with like a half hour.
Yeah.
Do you want to try and recover health?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Are you doing Tureks or like?
yeah, I'm doing Turek.
Just going to refresh my page to see if that changes anything.
So 4d8 plus 4. 24. Right, so Turek is now at 50.
I used 4 of my hit dice and I'm back to 73. So I'm
I used
I'm 1
4.
off full.
I used 4 of my hit dice and I'm at 49, so I'm 2 off.
Okay. Alumba?
Wait, how is this?
Right,
the
so,
healing again?
so if you click on short rest at the top, it will basically tell you how many hit die you have, and how much health per hit die you get back.
Okay.
Do you see that?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so you can basically roll anything up to the maximum amount. So in your case,
I
so
am
D12.
totally-
So you can basically roll up to 7 D12 and then plus 3 to each of those dice to get your health back.
Cool. And then I'll do the rolls myself.
Yes, you mark off the dice and then you have to roll manually.
I think if you select the amount of dice, click take short rest, it gives you the option to.
I thought it would do that too, but it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't with Turek either.
Okay. So. I'm gonna roll 4 of them anyway. I'm gonna find out how I do a D12.
Okay, so that'll be 4 D12 plus 12.
Yeah.
So if you click on the little dice at the bottom and then find D12, you click that 4 times, that'll roll 4 D12 for you.
12. There we go. Okay, so I've got 18 plus 12. I've got 30 health.
Yep.
There we go. Cool.
Okay. So after half an hour, the dwarf says, "Right, so are we ready? Shall we carry on?"
Yep.
Okay. So you carry up the road, and you basically come to the point in the road where you can either take the south road to De Winter, or you can carry on to Northwick. This is basically where the Alphas departed from you the last time you were here. However, there appear to be 5 soldiers and a knight blocking the road.
Why are you blocking the road?
Okay, so do you call that out to them, or okay? So the knight basically turns to look at you and holds out a hand. He's like, "Hold there, citizens. The city is under attack. We cannot let you pass in good conscience."
Tell us of what attacks the city. We are members of the Alpha who have joined the fight in the city and can aid in the.
But they might be the people attacking the city. Are they guarding
Kishan?
the city or attacking the city?
I'll be honest, I never considered that. I just assumed that they were measly guards attempting to.
Okay. Can the two of you give me insight, please?
Yeah. Insight. I am not that insightful. I got 14.
21.
Okay. The soldiers are dressed up in the garb of Saxon warriors that you've seen before, and the knight basically just looks like a knight. You've got, by that description, you gather that these guys are on the side of the city.
Okay, that's fine. Just checking, because it'd be sod's law, we would have walked into it, agreed to that, and then turned out we were like on the wrong side.
So the knight lowers his hand. It's like, "I'm sure reinforcements will be kindly welcomed, Lord. I don't know how the battle fares, but from what we can tell, it appears to be hill giants and trolls."
Those giants and trolls.
Poppycock.
Yes, darling, trolls. You remember those things and what you gave them?
Look, Frank! Do you think we can bribe the trolls with Frank? Again. I'm gonna tie Frank up.
But darling, you don't need to roll for that. Trust me, I'll let you tie me up any day.
Just tie Frank up and drag him along.
And he holds out his arms.
I'm going to drag Frank along and feed him to the trolls. Unless anyone has any objections with me feeding Frank to the troll.
I wish I did, but I don't.
There's plenty of Franks running around.
This is true.
We need
This
a
is
troll
absolutely
bait
true.
Frank.
What was that, Kashan?
I said this is true.
Fair enough. Does anybody want to do anything while you're here?
No, I've got.
I think I'm
nothing,
okay.
I think.
Okay. So the dwarf turns to you and says, if you are riding ahead, lords, I'll stay with the soldiers and mind your horse and the carts.
I was just about to ask. Thank you very much.
Good luck, lords. I'll be cheering for you.
I'm going to give the horse an apple before we go.
Alright.
We'll be back soon. Don't worry.
Okay. Right, so the soldiers let you through their formation and you carry along the path. But it's mostly going... The path mostly takes you up going uphill. And the road is very high quality, but at some points it does drop out into slight ditches and potholes and stuff. Eventually you get to the top of the hill and you see the magnificent city of Northwick. At the top of this hill, however, you can see... So outside of the city wall appears to be an immense allotment of farmland. This farmland has been completely ruined by trolls and hill giants who are attacking various parts of the wall. You can see that there are archers atop the wall, and some sort of spear formation has set up in the gate. However, most of the fighting appears to be in regards to the alphas themselves. But you can see 4 actual hill giants and 4 trolls. There seem to have been a significant amount of creatures attacking here. However, these are the ones that are left. It's quite clear that this battle is going in the way of the defenders. However, the creatures don't know that. As you basically watch, you can basically see all of the alphas are in action here. Clarissa has taken flight and is basically hovering about 20 feet in the air with her angel wings and is basically firing her crossbow in very rapid succession, firing at 2 trolls at once. Stick is also in the air, and he's basically casting Guiding Bolt at a hill troll who he's fighting. Katie who is down here, is basically just meandering past the hill giant's attacks without actually doing much. She's literally just dodging, and she's doing it in a very flexible and somewhat seductive motion, almost like a cheerleader would, if that makes sense. Jen, who is closest to you, is fighting a troll, basically hand to hand, and the troll is trying to hit her with his club, and basically every time that it makes an attack, she dodges and then makes 2 attacks against it. Jason has basically just gathered a massive spear and is basically just fighting a hill giant as if he was just fighting a normal person. However, your attention is taken up by Scott fighting his hill giant. But the hill giant has gathered up what looks to be an entire tree trunk and is trying to crush Scott underneath it. It does 2 sweeping attacks, which he dodges very athletically very acrobatically with lots of twirls and somersaults, and then finally the hill giant tries to bring down the tree trunk down on him. He spirals out of the way, but the hill giant has trapped the club in the ground, and Scott basically just runs straight up the trunk onto the giant's arms, and basically just backflip kicks it right in the face. His form is absolutely perfect, and he lands flawlessly on the ground in front of it. But the hill giant has been knocked back so much that it actually falls over something behind it, and quite conveniently, a spear has been set into the rock behind it, and as it falls backwards, it impales itself through its throat onto the spear.
Ew.
Nice.
Is there anything you guys would like to do particularly?
A lumber, it's your cousin. Just pointing at a random. I'm assuming it's a giant.
Yeah,
It's a bit like an orc.
the larger ones are the giants, and the
Yeah, it looks a bit like a lumber. I'm just going to point at that one. I have a frank here. Does anyone want to eat it? I'm going to sort of like push Frank into the battlefield and see what happens. Like kicking.
Oh no, darling, you don't need to get rough with me. And he basically just walks, hands bound, over to this troll. I say, darling, are you feeling hungry? And the troll basically turns round to him and is like, "Huh? Hello, darling. Huh? I don't think it understands me, darling. Doesn't understand what I'm offering. This is high quality stuff."
It's distracted the orc. So, what we're going to do, I've distracted a troll by sending in Frank.
At which point Scott realizes what's going on and comes over to you. It's like, "Oh, you made it."
Yeah, I'm just feeding Frank to a troll.
Yeah. The weird thing is that's actually quite normal for us. But he looks at you, Kashan, and he's like, "You look different."
I don't know what you mean. I say as I stroke my beard.
And he walks over to Alumba and his Frank. He's like, "Who are you?"
Say ask him, but he's not the one for talking.
Right, so you have met members of the Alphas before, but you just haven't met this guy. You obviously recognise his voice from the Sending Stone, but you've never met this guy before. And so he sort of looks past you and then looks at Kashan and is like, "Dare I ask?"
Honestly, maybe it's best not. He is an alpha.
I'm sure he is. And just out of interest, he is wearing underwear, right?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Ugh. Well, you might as well make yourself useful. Pick something and kill it. And he basically just holds out his hand, put to one side, and you basically hear these rocks starting to shift, and suddenly his sword just flies out and he catches it in his hand. Okay.
Gotta get me one of those.
Okay, so are you guys joining in the fight?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna miss up the opportunity. I'm
I'm down.
head for this guy that's at the front gate, currently being distracted by Frank. Gonna try and make the most of I can't quite get close enough to.
Alright guys, can I get initiative rolls from you, or do you want to pick this up next session?
Next
Good, I think it's getting on now.
Yeah, I've just realised.
Or should we do initiative and then we can literally just jump straight into it next session?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sure. Damn it. I got a 2.
I got a 17.
It's
16.
Alright, guys, rub it in. It's fine.
So, Kashan, what did you get?
2.
Darling?
Oh, sorry, I thought the whole was the next session. 22.
22.
I don't know about you.
Hmm.
You're feeling 22.
Ironic tomorrow's date.
Oh,
23.
I had to sing that this
Tuesday.
year.
it is Tuesday tomorrow, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Start of my work week.
19 for Frank.
That's gonna be stuck in my head now.
Yeah, I apologise. It's stuck in my
At least
head.
it's not Pirates of the Caribbean now.
True. Is that better though?
Taylor Swift. As much as I love Hans Zimmer, Taylor Swift is better.
Ooh. That's a
That's
bold statement.
that is a
I know.
very bold statement.
I can't. I'm sorry. I love Taylor Swift. I am part of like the mass internet gang that theorizes.
Well,
So that does what?
Sure.
That theorizes
Yeah.
about which album's coming next. About
Oh, okay.
all. I'm part of the crew.
So this is on top of literally everything else that you do in your life.
To be honest, it's just aimless scrolling through social media and looking at photos of Taylor Swift on Instagram.
Fair enough. Alright guys, really good session. I honestly didn't think you guys would get this far. So-
that situation with the Kraken is something.
I honestly thought you guys would go to combat in that. I really did.
I was determined to make friends with the. Through sheer stupidity, it all worked out.
I honestly think just since I just left it and didn't get involved, that might have been a factor why we didn't end up fighting. Oh.
Maybe.
Well, basically what I had originally thought was that you would then basically take the two ships and do naval combat with this Kraken. So-
Oh gosh, no, we're not clever enough to think of that.
Yeah, that's 100% true. Intelligence and wisdom are my lowest stats.
Wisdom is one of my highest, but that doesn't mean I am wise.
I'm strong and hardy, but I also want to make friends with Krakens. So,
I like playing
So-
characters with high intelligence and wisdom, and then I have to figure out how to pretend to be wise and intelligent.
don't do the stupid stuff.
It's how I act.
With just slight moments of homicidal rage and things like
Look,
and
I
angel-orientated insanity.
Look, I've only almost burnt down a few forests. Not my fault.